36 District Court is back in session with the Honorable Raeigen Evans presiding. No question in session, no reading, talking, eating, sleeping, walking around, or smoking. When your name is called, please give your full and undivided attention to the court. Once again, good morning, Your Honor. Judge, you muted.
Sorry, no, that was my fault.
Okay, all right, thank you. Good morning, Mr. Petway. This is the people versus Jerome Dockery, ticket number P1139578, count one, driver's license expired. Ticket number P1230832, count one, no insurance misdemeanor. Count two, driver's license never acquired. Ticket number P690968, count one, drove while license not valid or proper license. Ticket number SP1204501, count one, no insurance misdemeanor, and count two, driver's license never acquired. Ticket number 1625581, count one, no operator's license possession. Ticket number 162336662, count one, drag racing. Count two, driver license not valid. Count three, driver transport open intoxicant. Ticket number P864528, count one, driver license not valid, proper license, and ticket number SP11784643. Drove by license not valid or proper license. Ticket number SP1353001, count one, driver's license never acquired. And ticket number SP1323971, count one, drive while license suspended. Good morning. Oh, wait. Uh-oh. There's some, one second. There's some state tickets. One second. Ooh, he has a bunch of state tickets. He also has a bunch of state tickets. A lot of them are from 2016. So that's like, at this point, almost 7 years old now. So
I'd move for dismissal of the matters that are from 2016, Your Honor, based upon the time rule.
but there are two that are from 2022. One is drove while license not valid or proper license. Oh, and then this other one's civil infraction. So it's really just the drove while license not valid.
So, Mr. Dockery,
So it'll be
Yes.
like another fail to display.
so you would have to admit one more failed to display because you had some additional state matters. So you'd plead
Okay.
4 tickets and the remaining tickets are getting dismissed. Okay, Your Honor, we're ready to proceed.
All right, so raise your right hand, Mr. Dockery. You swear or affirm to tell the whole truth and nothing but the truth?
Yes, Your Honor.
You can put your hand down. You had an opportunity to speak to Ms. Soroki in private about your case and your rights.
Yes, Your Honor.
Has anyone threatened you, forced you, or promised you anything of value in exchange for your guilty plea today?
No, Your Honor.
You're pleading of your own free will.
Yes.
You're pleading guilty because you're actually guilty.
Yes, Your Honor.
And you understand that by pleading guilty, you're waiving your right to trial.
Yes.
All right, so I'm going to direct your attention to the date of May 29, 2022 at 5:10 p.m. on the date and time where you act near Southfield Freeway and Paul Avenue in the city of Detroit.
Yes.
You drive a 2021 Ford vehicle,
Yes.
and were you driving while license not valid or improper?
Yes, Your Honor.
All right, I'm going to direct your attention, and you're satisfied, Ms. Soroki?
I am satisfied, Your Honor.
So that'll be amended to fail to display. I'm going to direct your attention to July 30th, 2021 at 2:27 p.m. on that date time where you act near Hubble Avenue and Tyler in the city of Detroit.
Yes.
And were were you driving 2020 Chevrolet vehicle?
Yes.
Did you not have insurance on that vehicle?
Yes, Your Honor.
And had you never acquired a driver's license?
Yes.
Right? You satisfied, Ms. Soroki?
Satisfied, Your Honor.
Of course, also satisfied with amend those counts to improper plates and fail to display. All right, and then I'm gonna direct your attention to December 2nd, 2020 at 3:01 p.m. On that date and time, we at or near Lindsay and Grand River in the city of Detroit.
Yes.
Be driving a 2015 Chrysler vehicle,
Yes.
and had your driver's license expired?
Yes, Your Honor.
Satisfied, Mr. Roki?
Satisfied.
Of course, also satisfied, factual basis will amend that count to fail to display. You stipulate the probable cause as to the remaining tickets to be dismissed.
So stipulated.
They're dismissed without prejudice. We'll proceed to sentencing. So what I'll do is, for the, there'll be $200 fine for 3 of the tickets for each, so it's a total of 600, and then I'll waive the fine for one of the tickets.
Thank you, Your Honor.
All right, so you're gonna owe a total of 600. Can you have it paid by February 3rd?
Yes, Your Honor.
Okay, so, your due date is February 3rd. Did you have any questions?
Is there any more tickets besides them tickets?
I don't think so. I think we.
No, I went through everything.
Yeah, we went, yes, but you need to thank, Ms. Lurs, the clerk. She went through all of your tickets and pulled everything. So everything has been resolved today. So you're starting your new year off with a good, this is a good thing. She pulled
I want to thank the clerk.
You're welcome. Happy New Year.
Happy New Year to you. Thank you.
You're all set. Good luck to you, sir.
Thank you, Your Honor.
You're welcome.
Happy New Year.
Happy New Year. All right, you can hang up, sir. Enjoy the rest of your
Okay.
day.
Thank you.
You're welcome. All right, we can bring out, I guess you're done, Mr. Roki. We can bring out Mr. Riggs.
I'll just, I'll stay on mute and hide.
Yes. Okay, Ms. Horn stepped away for a moment.
If you want to talk to him while I'm still, I'm still showing, make sure he wants to represent himself, which he does.
Yeah, I'll ask him if you want to, if he's okay.
He's out.
Staying on. Mr. Riggs, hello, sir. All right, so I know you guys get your hat off, sir.
All right.
So I know you wanted to speak to the prosecutor. Because this is set for trial, she just wants to just go to trial. It's set for a bench trial, and I know you want to represent yourself, but I usually have an attorney still present just to assist you. You can still represent yourself, but I think it's best that Ms. Soroki just kind of hang around just for assistance.
You say Mr. Roki?
Ms. Soroki, the attorney.
Oh, that lady right there?
Yes, yes, that lady there.
Constitutional lawyer. Ms. Roki, are you a constitutional lawyer?
We're not dealing with constitution. We have no constitutional matter. This is not constitutional law, it's traffic law.
Traffic law.
That's what we're dealing with today.
All right.
We have no issues of jurisdiction.
Yeah, we do. There's all that.
Traffic matter.
So the Constitution don't matter with driving at all then?
Are you trying to quote US Constitution, sir?
No, I'm just asking. You said, I'm just asking. You said that.
But I'm asking you, this is state.
You have a few quotes from the Constitution, maybe, but I'm saying, like you said, that it has nothing to do with this, so the Constitution don't override anything with driving or traveling, anything like that.
Not usually, sir. It doesn't apply. It doesn't apply. If you're trying to use US Constitution law, that's usually in federal court. This is not a federal court, this is the state law court.
I thought the Constitution, the Supreme Court goes overall.
Supreme law.
The only issue, sir, that we have before us is whether, and I know some tickets are already in default status, so let me figure out which ones are set for trial. The only issue that we have before us, sir, is did you not have insurance on July 19, 2020? And did you drive without a cycle endorsement or a no moped license? That's the only issue that the court is here to decide.
Oh, okay, well, no, I ain't had no insurance and I don't have no endorsement. I seen a motorcycle, I bought it. I mean,
Well,
do I have to? I don't drive nobody. That's my personal private property. I don't drive nobody on my bike but me.
So listen, the offer that the prosecutor made, because you have some other tickets.
I know.
So she listen, hold on, listen 1 second. So she packaged everything together and she offered that if you make admissions to an improper place, and if you made admissions to, because you also have a speeding ticket. If you made admissions to a speeding ticket, she reduced it to speeding 1 to 5. It was speeding 16 to 20 miles per hour over posted speed. She reduced it to speeding 1 to 5 miles per hour over posted speed, and to failing to properly secure a child passenger. That's what she's offered. And
see, my thing was my child was secure. She was in the seatbelt.
And this is Tamika Horn. I'm the prosecutor. Thank you for that admission, Mr. Riggs.
I'm saying, what you mean admission? My child's in the seatbelt. She wasn't. How is she not in the seatbelt if she was in the seatbelt? That's what I'm trying to understand.
So I mean, we're set for trial for the other tickets. That ticket is not set for trial.
I maybe about 3 video calls ago, probably. I asked and requested that we just take care of everything at once.
I said it wrong. I'm sorry. So the ticket regarding the seatbelt of your child and the speeding ticket, that's set for trial today. So if you want to proceed to trial on those cases, we can do it right this moment.
I need to see that.
All right, well, all right, let's do that then, because
Okay,
yeah.
We'll do that. Give me 1 second. We will do that. Let me finish stamping these up real quick.
Yes, ma'am. What happened to Miss Evans? Was she supposed to be my judge?
Say that again, sir.
What happened to Miss Evans? Was she supposed to be my judge?
I'm Judge Evans, sir.
Oh, who that lady I seen last time? She was so cute and nice and old, like little cute old little lady.
I don't know who you're referring to, sir.
All right, I'm sorry. Could have been my grandma.
You see, at this point, where his officer is.
Like we gotta play the mute game too.
This is Charles Riggs, ticket number P1357171, count 1, 16 to 20 miles per hour over posted speed. Count 2, failed to properly secure a passenger/child. At count 3, no insurance misdemeanor. We're here for a trial today on these matters. We're also here on ticket number P1370820, count 2, no insurance misdemeanor, and count 3, drove without cycle endorsement / no moped license. Those are here for a show cause here. Good morning, can you say your name for the record, starting with the people?
Is she talking to me? Charles Rigg.
And sorry about that, Your Honor. Tamika Horn appearing on behalf of the people of the city of Detroit, P70303.
Officer Nelson, can you state your name?
Yeah, Officer Brian Nelson, badge 3664, Detroit Police Department.
All right, Mr. Riggs, are you okay if I have Mr. Roki state her name just so that she's present to assist you?
I don't even think I really need her. It's gonna get taken care of with or without her. You can send her. I don't even need her.
All right, well, she's here anyway, but okay. All right, are any pre-trial matters before we proceed?
Not on behalf of the people at this time, Your Honor.
Mr. Riggs, any pre-trial matters before we proceed?
Any pretrial matters?
Yes, sir.
I would like to see all evidence, if that'd be all right, if we get some dash cams and some body cameras, because I need to see that, because I don't think this is right.
I think it's too late. You would have had to file a motion for that, sir. And I don't think you did that. I don't have a motion here. So it's too late for that, but we will have the evidence of testimony. All right. All right, you want to make an opening statement, Ms. Horn?
No opening statements. The people waive.
Mr. Riggs, do you want to make an opening statement?
Of course.
Yeah, how y'all don't have what I need? I mean, I didn't know I was supposed to make I didn't know I was supposed to make a motion to get the stuff that the law enforcement is supposed to already have. Like I'm representing myself on my own accord, and like you said, I'm not a lawyer, so how would I know I need to get y'all to get some videotapes and stuff?
That's why it's probably best you had a lawyer, because a lawyer would have known.
Yes, Your
What-
Honor, and the people
lawyer-
do not accept the fact that he's not a lawyer. He's proceeding improper, and the people are ready to proceed with formal hearing and trial today.
So I'm assuming, Mr. Riggs, you're objecting. Your objection is noted, but we're going to proceed. You did not file a motion. You've had an opportunity to have an attorney for you, but you declined.
But that having an attorney for me right now wouldn't make no difference either. If she can't get the video documents that I need to be seeing what I'm about to be said, so it wouldn't make no difference either.
Okay, so your objection is noted. Did you want to make an opening statement, sir?
Okay, when I say something, I can't show you.
Do you want to make an opening statement, Mr. Riggs?
Yeah, I think the police are some tyrants.
Okay. Anything else?
Yes,
sir?
ma'am.
Tell the whole story.
I'm gonna address the tickets right now because all this is a sham and is ridiculous. The police had a car pulled over with his lights on.
Objection, testimony will be taken at time of trial and formal hearing, Your Honor.
Where's
So,
this
Mr.
trial now? What's
Riggs,
going on? What
Mr.
I'm talking
Riggs,
about?
So, Mr. Riggs, this is opening statement. So, opening
Opening
statement is
statement
basically,
regarding.
let me hold on, just listen to me. An opening statement is the time where you give your theory of your case or your defense. So, do you have a theory of your defense or of your case? And if
My
not, you can waive it.
theory is I think I was what they call it when they just look at you and just pull this motherfucker. I think I was profiled or something. Maybe my truck is too hot for the cop or something like that. But this stuff happens to me every day by Detroit police, and I think they harassing me. Period.
Okay. You can call your first witness, Ms. Horn.
Thank you, Your Honor. The people call, it's complaining officer, Officer Nelson. Would you please state your name for the record?
Yes, Officer Brian Nelson, badge 3664, Detroit Police Department.
Okay. And please, where are you currently employed, officer?
Hold on. Mr. Nelson,
This is
Officer
Detroit
Nelson,
Police
can you raise your right hand, sir? Mr. Riggs, please don't interrupt. Do you swear or affirm to tell the whole truth and nothing but the truth?
Yes, Your Honor, I do.
You put your hand down. You may proceed.
I'm sorry, Your Honor. had to go get the legislature. Thank you for your patience. Where are you currently employed, Officer Nelson?
Detroit Police Department, 2nd Precinct,
Okay, and how long have you been a police officer?
25 years.
And please describe any training that you've received in regards to traffic stops.
We've received extensive training regarding traffic stops, mainly with stationary radar.
And in this case, this is a speeding violation, a failure to properly secure passenger trial or child, and no insurance misdemeanor. Have you received any training as it in regards to plates or proper plates?
We receive yearly training, renewal training through the lean system.
And what is the lean system?
The lean system is the system we use through the Secretary of State that provides us the information regarding drivers' licenses, vehicle registrations, and things of that nature.
Okay, and is it able to communicate with you whether that particular vehicle's plates are proper?
Correct. That is exactly what it does.
And does it also communicate to you that the plates on that vehicle are valid?
Yes, it does.
And valid meaning, in your, would you testify as to what valid means?
Well, in this particular case, the plate was deemed improper by the Secretary of State due to fraudulent insurance.
Okay.
Fraud?
And were you on duty on May 27th, 2022 at approximately 11 a.m.?
Yes, I was.
Okay. And did anything happen that morning that eventually led you to issue a citation to Defendant Riggs?
Yes, on that particular date and time, I was on Hubble facing southbound when I observed a maroon Chevy pickup truck traveling south. Oh,
He's going for 6 miles. I'm going for
Mr. Riggs. You can't do this. I mean, I know it's hard because, Mr. Riggs, I know it's tough because we're not in an actual courtroom, but pretend like we're actually in the courtroom. You can't talk to the person that's next to you. Or if you do, you gotta kind of whisper.
I'm sorry. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. He just lied. He
If
just said.
Mr. Riggs.
I understand that. Why you just didn't tell the truth?
Mr. Riggs, if you need a moment to talk to whoever's there, just say, "Excuse me, Your Honor."
All right, excuse me.
And I would give you a moment to talk, but when you're talking to them during the testimony, it's distracting and the court reporter can't get it all. So do you need a moment to speak to whoever you need to speak to, or do you just need a moment?
This court of law, court of equity. Because
Is it a court of law?
no, this ain't just set up here and lie, man.
Is it a court of law?
No, y'all do what y'all about to do. Y'all gonna do what y'all gonna do anyway.
Do you need a moment, Mr. Riggs? Are you ready, Mr. Riggs?
Yes. Is it too late to have? Is it too late to have my brother speak as well?
No, your brother is not a party to this. He can't speak. Unless he's a licensed attorney. Is he a licensed attorney?
And the attorney's not even licensed. Attorney practices law.
So he's not a licensed attorney, so no, he cannot speak. He cannot represent you. All right, you can continue.
The officer was facing north. I was driving south.
You can
That's what that was.
Mr. Riggs.
Okay.
After listen, sir, after Ms. Horn does her direct examination, you can question him You can do a cross-examination. So you gotta wait your turn.
And Your Honor, I object to this line of communication from Mr. Riggs because it seems, or it appears, he's waiving his right to remain silent as well. So the people would look for him to testify and answer the people's questions as well, because he seems to be testifying, which,
Yeah, I answer all your questions.
thank you.
Okay.
All right, yes, I will.
I'm just saying, Mr. Riggs, I'm just saying there has to be order to this, and you can't interrupt. When it's your turn, then you can ask the questions that the court.
You were just talking to me and she just interrupted you. You ain't saying nothing to her.
Well, you can object. You can object if you
Well, I
have a
object to
valid
her just talking to
objection.
you while you was
can
talking to
object.
me.
You can object if you have a valid objection. So you can
Okay,
do
I
that.
object to what she said while you was talking to me. She shouldn't have been talking.
Okay, your objection's noted. You can continue, Ms. Moore.
Okay, thank you, Your Honor. And you stated you were on Hubble. And what direction were you facing?
Correct. I actually did misspeak. My direction of travel that I was stationary facing was in fact northbound.
Okay.
Mr.
At or near what street?
I was between Chalfont and Eaton.
Okay. And what happened at that time that brought your attention to Mr. Riggs's vehicle?
My stationary radar read 45 miles an hour from the direction of Hubble. As he passed me, I activated the lights, performed the traffic stop, spoke to Mr. Riggs. Upon talking to Mr. Riggs, I noticed the child in the front seat.
Okay, and we're going to get into that very shortly, Officer Nelson. What is the speed limit on Hubble?
25.
And
posted.
And it is posted. Additionally, did you have some type of radar?
Yes.
Device? And what kind of radar device was that?
It's the Stalker radar device.
Okay, and have you been trained in using that?
Yes.
Okay. So you would say, based on your testimony, that he was doing approximately 20 miles per hour over?
Yes.
Okay. And is that considered a traffic violation?
Yes, it is.
Okay. And did this occur in the city of Detroit?
Yes, it did.
And was this on is Hubble considered a public road or highway?
Yes, it is.
Okay. And once you approached the vehicle, what happened?
I spoke to Mr. Riggs. He presented his driver's license and the paperwork for the vehicle. Upon speaking to Mr. Riggs, I noticed a child in the front seat, not properly secured, not in a child's seat. I asked Mr. Riggs how old the child was. He indicated the child was approximately 2.
Okay, and so this was a 2-year-old child that you witnessed in the passenger seat of this maroon truck?
Correct.
Okay, and what is the proper security for a child in a vehicle under the Michigan legislature?
The child is supposed to be secured in a forward or rear facing child seat securely.
Is a child seat considered a seatbelt?
No, it's a child safety seat.
Is a seatbelt proper restraint for a 2-year-old toddler?
Absolutely not. A seatbelt is designed for an adult or a person over a certain height and weight.
Okay, and additionally, was there any rear or front facing child restraint systems in the vehicle?
No, there was not.
Did you see any in the back seat or in the vehicle at all?
None whatsoever.
And what type of truck, if you recall, was this? Was this a truck that had a cab also, or like seats behind the driver's seat?
Offhand, I do not recall. I don't believe so. I don't think it was a king cab. I believe it was just a regular cab truck.
Okay, so a king cab would be one where there are also seats behind the driver and passenger side.
Yes.
Okay, thank you.
100% sure.
Okay, understood. And when you were handed documentation from Mr. Riggs, were you handed valid insurance?
The insurance certificate indicated that it was valid. The insurance information from the Secretary of State indicated that it was not.
Okay. And are you required to have valid or proper insurance while driving on a public road in the city of Detroit?
Yes, you are.
And are you required to have proper security or insurance on the vehicle driven anywhere in Michigan?
Yes, you are.
Okay. And see, I'll be wrapping up shortly. And how many people were in the car at the time?
It was just Mr. Riggs and the child.
And do you recall how long you were able to observe these individuals?
I'm not sure on the question.
That's okay. Just how long you were at the stop or
How long?
communicate? Yeah,
The-
approximately.
Health was probably less than 10 or 15 minutes.
Okay. And based on your observations of these individuals, would you recognize the defendant in this case or the person that you issued tickets to?
Yes, I would.
Okay. And what is he wearing?
Currently, I can't see him, so I don't know what he's wearing right now.
But you do recognize him. And let's see, would the court mind pinning? Can I pin Mr. Riggs so that we can have a blown up view of him?
Oh.
So that the officer there, is that a better view?
Yes.
Okay. And what is he wearing?
Mr. Riggs is wearing a black jacket, a red shirt.
Okay. Thank you. And do you see that person in our virtual courtroom today?
Yes, I do.
Okay. And let the record reflect, Your Honor, and to the court that the police officer has just identified the defendant for the record.
The record should still reflect.
Okay. And in your interaction with the defendant, Mr. Riggs, Officer Nelson, what were your observations at the time of the traffic stop?
My observations was he was traveling southbound on Hubble, doing approximately 45 miles an hour. When I spoke to him, at the time of the stop, initially cordial, and as we spoke, he became less than.
Okay. Thank you, Your Honor. No, nothing further from the people for this witness at this time.
Mr. Riggs, Cross?
Yes, ma'am, please. Can you pin him back up so I can look at him while I talk to him, please? No, that's the prosecutor. I don't want to see the prosecutor no more.
I don't know. Can someone else do it? 'Cause I don't know.
I did it. It should be up.
Can you see it, Mr. Riggs?
No, ma'am, I just see the prosecutor. That's it. And the spirit of Detroit back there. I see the spirit of Detroit and the prosecutor.
Do you know how to change your setting so that you can see everyone?
Who, me?
Gallery?
It
You
should
know how
come
to change your
straight up.
setting so it's that gallery? Look on the top right-hand corner.
No, it's on the reversal.
Oh, let's see. So,
No. it
This-
says
Or are you
wait.
on a phone? Are you on a phone?
a tablet.
How about the Officer Nelson, can you just say something? 'Cause maybe once he speaks, he'll pop up.
Oh, yes, Your Honor.
There it is.
Hey, Officer Nelson, how are you, sir?
Very well.
All right, now, let's get to the nitty gritty. You said that, at first you said that when I was traveling, it popped up on the sonar, you turned your lights on, you flicked me over in that sort, not in my words, but that's what you said, right?
No, what I said was you were traveling southbound, and on my radar it indicated that you were traveling about 45 miles an hour, at which point I activated my lights, performed a traffic stop when we spoke.
Okay, thank you, sir. As my recollection of the situation is, you was already outside the car. When I rode past you, then you got in the car. You never clicked anything on, and you never did nothing like that, what you just said. I rode past you. When I was
Mr.
riding
Riggs,
past you, you got in the
Mr.
car.
Riggs,
Objection,
Mr.
Your Honor.
Riggs,
Okay,
just
okay,
make sure-
okay.
Mr. Rick, no, I'm just saying, you can save all that for argument, just make sure you're asking questions. So this is the time where you can only ask questions. And then, when you were ready to make your argument, you can make whatever argument you wanna make. But you have to make sure that you're only asking questions and not making statements.
All right, Mr. Nelson, is your equipment calibrated?
Yes, it is tested at the beginning and the end of every shift. It is self-calibrated, self-tested. Internal.
So out of our conversation, did you, first off, do you remember my daughter saying hi to you?
No, I do not.
Okay, thanks for that one.
Your Honor, objection, relevance.
It's not relevant. She spoke to him when he got to the car.
The court's ruled, Mr. Rick, the court's ruled that I'll allow it.
Thank you. Go ahead.
Thank you, Your Honor. Ms. Nelson, when you asked me about the child not being in the car seat, do you remember me asking you that you can govern your child the way you would like to govern your child?
I believe so. I don't recall the entire conversation. However, I simply don't think it's safe to have the 2-year-old not in a child safety seat.
That's the legislature. You gotta, that's what y'all say, legislature.
Well, that's also common sense.
It's not in the Constitution. But anyway, hey, so Officer Nelson, you don't remember anything else about me or my truck? That's what I want to know. Like, do you remember nothing like, as far as you know what color it was, it wasn't a king cab, this and that, but do you know what was on the back? Did you remember seeing anything on the back of my truck or inside the back seat of my truck as they said to you? You don't remember seeing anything? You can't come about anything?
No, I don't recall seeing anything.
All right, thank you.
No, you still have
Any other
more?
questions, Mr. Riggs?
Yes.
I ain't got no more questions, man, because he's lying. I'm straight, man. He's lying, man.
Yes, you.
Any redirect, Ms. Horn?
I'm straight. They can ask me on
Yes, Your
Facebook.
Honor, briefly.
Hold on, Mr. Riggs, we can't hear, sir.
Do you recall if Mr. Riggs had a valid driver's license?
I believe he did.
Okay. And as far as the restraint, the child restraint, despite your feelings on how to safely secure a child, is it legal to have a child, as asked before, in only a seatbelt?
I object.
No, it isn't.
Your objection, Mr. Riggs?
And
Mr.
As a
Riggs, you have to give the basis for your objection. Do you have one, sir?
Excuse me?
You have to have a legal basis for your objection. What's your objection?
I'm secure.
But the secureness, I mean, she was secure. It was a 9-year-old that they parent drove him around in the car and they killed him. My baby
Your
was in the
Honor,
seatbelt.
objection. This is not relevant to this case.
It's not.
Well, it is.
So
Not
it's
to you.
overruled. It's overruled. Okay, go ahead, Ms. Horn.
And you are a police officer, is that correct, Officer Nelson?
Yes.
And what is your duty to enforce the law?
Yes, it is.
And speeding, a child restraint, and insurance, are those all, do they fall under the umbrella of the laws that you enforce as a police officer?
Yes, they are.
Are you a sworn police officer?
Yes, I am.
And what does that mean to you? And what does that mean?
As
At
a-
this point,
do.
Ms. Horn, I feel like we're going beyond the scope of the cross-examination.
Okay.
What is he
And thank
sworn? What is he sworn to? I would like to know
thank
that
you,
too.
Your
Is he
Honor.
sworn to the Constitution? I would
Hold on,
like to know.
Mr. Riggs.
I would
Mr.
like-
Riggs, hold on, sir.
One of the reasons I find this line of questioning relevant is because Mr. Riggs has brought up the Constitution. He's
Yes.
brought up the legality of what he can do as far as securing a child who is
My
under
child, not yours, mine.
a child
My
or
child.
that you are.
Okay.
Private, that's my child. Say his child.
Mr. Riggs, hold on, sir. Ms. Horn, I don't think this line of questioning, it goes beyond the scope of the cross-examination.
Okay.
And the court is able to make a decision based on Mr. Riggs' argument or questions and based on the evidence that's been presented.
Okay, thank you, Your Honor. The people rest for now and would like to proceed to closing arguments when the court is ready.
Mr. Riggs, did you, I know where he went. He walked away. Mr. Riggs, do you have any witnesses you wanted to present, sir?
Excuse me?
Did you have any witnesses you wanted to present?
I got, she a 2-year-old. She a 2-year-old. She still asleep. I just went to go check on her.
No, we don't
That's the
have.
only
We
witness
don't,
I got. I would like his witness, the dash cam and the speedometer, all that stuff. I would like his witnesses. But I think he's a liar.
We've already addressed that issue, and the court is not going to have a 2-year-old testify. So, any additional witnesses, Mr. Riggs?
Me, just myself. I would like to testify because that man is a liar.
All right, okay. Raise your right hand, sir. Do you swear or affirm to tell the whole truth and nothing but the truth?
I honestly would tell you the truth.
All right, you can put your hand down. And I think you did say yes.
I said I will honestly tell you the truth.
Okay. So I guess because you're representing yourself, the court will just ask the questions. I'm going to direct your attention to the date of May 27, 2022 at 11:01 a.m. On that date and time, where were you, sir?
I was turning left off of Finkel onto Hubble going towards Grand River.
All right. Were you in a vehicle?
Yes, ma'am.
And
My
vehicle
truck.
was it? You were in the truck?
Yes, ma'am. I have a Chevy 1500 Silverado.
Okay.
A
And,
king cab. A king cab. It seats in the back of my truck.
all right. And what you were driving this vehicle?
Yes, ma'am. Traveling. I was traveling like the officer said. I was traveling the vehicle. I'm a traveler.
And how fast were you going, sir? If you know?
I can't recall how fast I was going, Your Honor, but I was not speeding on what I can recall about that day.
Okay. And at some point, were you stopped by Officer Nelson?
Yes, ma'am.
Was someone else, was there anyone else in the vehicle with you?
Just me and my angel, just me and my baby.
Okay, how old is your baby?
She's 2 years old.
Okay, and where was she in the vehicle?
She's in the front seat, on secured on the seatbelt on the passenger side.
So when you say secured, she had a seatbelt on, is that what you're saying?
Yes, ma'am.
Was there anything else securing her in that vehicle?
Me.
So was she in a car seat?
No, she's in a seatbelt.
Okay.
And I had justification of that, like I explained to the officer. My wife had dropped the baby off to me while I was out working. I do landscaping. I also work for Chrysler 12 hours a day. So I had a bunch of trees and garbage on the back of my truck. When I turned off of Finkel and when I turned on to Hubble, the officer was already outside his car at another stop. So when I rolled past the officer, I was riding past the officer, I was not speeding because I was explaining to my daughter what the popo is. She ain't never seen no popo. She said, "Hey, daddy, lights." I said, "Hey, them the popo." So I'm talking to her and passing him. And as soon as I pass him, he walks, get into his car, turn right around and pull me over. I think he pulled me over because my windows in my truck, they tinted red. And I think every time somebody look at my truck or something, they just curious or something. They want to know. So I don't know. But
did Officer Nelson mention anything about
I can't recall that right there. But what I'm saying though is I wasn't speeding past. I don't know nobody that speed past the police while the lights flashing right there. He's already outside the car. So by him saying that he read the gun and turned the lights on and then got me, it's a lie. He was already at a stop, giving these people their ticket, and then he pulled me over. Now, when he approached the vehicle, when he let the window down, before anything happened, I let the window down. My daughter said hi to this man, and he was not cordial at all. So yeah, things might got a little already. I take it personal when it comes to my daughter. All she did was spoke to the man, and he was too invested on this fake stop that he just did. because I was
So
not
he
speeding.
ignored- Wait a minute, it can't be a narrative, so you have to wait for question and answer, so he ignored your daughter, and that.
Yes,
that-
ma'am.
that-
Totally
That didn't sit well with you,
disrespectful.
okay, and, what happened next?
So I tried to explain to him that my wife just dropped the baby off. I had chainsaws, blowers, everything in my back seat. I didn't have the car seat in the car at the time because I was out working. My wife had to be to work. It was an emergency or something like that. She dropped the baby off. I went to take the baby home. So I wasn't speeding on another instinct of I had nothing strapped down on my truck. I had a lot of stuff on the back of my truck. You can't speed, you got stuff on your truck because it fly out and it might hurt somebody.
All right, anything else, sir?
Yeah, he's not telling all the truth. He's just telling what he wants. I'm done.
Anything
It's gonna
else?
work out either way. My daddy already told me y'all side with the police anyway. So
Mr. Riggs, anything else as to what happened on that date and time?
no, I'm straight. That's it. I'm straight. I'm good, Your Honor. Thank you.
Now just hold off, because Ms. Horn has some questions,
Yes, ma'am.
or maybe not, I don't know. Ms. Horn?
Yes, Your Honor, the people have no questions of this witness.
All right, so you are excused as a witness. Any additional witnesses, Mr. Riggs, or do you rest?
I want to go wake my 2-year-old baby. I bet you she remember him.
I'm not gonna have testimony from a 2-year-old.
Yes, ma'am. I understand.
I don't think it's necessary. All right, so you arrest Mr. Riggs. Any rebuttal witnesses, Ms. Horn?
No rebuttal witnesses, Your Honor. Thank you.
Closing argument.
Okay. Your Honor, the people believe it is proven its burden in this case as to the charges that were presented to Mr. Riggs by Officer Nelson. Number one, the speeding. Mr. Riggs, even in his testimony, he didn't recall about how fast he was going. He could only make a self-serving statement that, but I know I wasn't speeding. He also stated that there were a number of other violations that are not even present today here in this court, including chainsaws, blowers, nothing was strapped down. Officer Nelson could have issued tickets for failure to secure load, failure to tarp load. We do know that he failed to secure his child. We do know the 2-year-old child, by his own admission, was only in a seatbelt. And what's required by law is a child restraint system, either rear facing or front facing. And that is also what Officer Nelson testified to. He stated that that all these things were a justification. Justification is not a defense to the law. Justification is not a defense to violating the law. And here it is clear that Mr. Riggs violated the law. In addition, he had no insurance. There was no valid insurance on the vehicle. That for a fact was testified to by Officer Nelson, who ran the lien check and found that it was not valid. So here, Mr. Riggs was charged with speeding, which was testified to by Officer Nelson. It was also testified to as to his stationary radar. And to me, the fact that he didn't even know how fast he was going lacks credibility as to whether he was going fast, speeding or not. He failed to properly secure a child. Once again, that child was only in a seatbelt, not a child restraint system, and he had no insurance on the car. The people believe we've proven our burden, and we ask this court to find Mr. Riggs guilty on counts 2 and 3 of ticket SP 1357171 and responsible on count 1. Thank you, Your Honor.
Any closing argument, Mr. Riggs?
Yes, ma'am. Like I was said, the officer wasn't even in the car for his stationary radar that's calibrated. He was not in the car at all. A car just went past me anyway. He wasn't in the car to see it. He already had his lights on. As he testified earlier, he was pointing south when he was pointing north. He said that my insurance was good, but Secretary of State said it was bad. So I don't know who's bad or good in this anyway. As far as me not having my child secure, she was secure. She's been secure ever since I paid $12,000 for this baby. Period. You mean that's my child?
Any additional
The
arguments?
officer, the officer's a liar, Your Honor. He swore and he lied under oath with y'all. I'm done.
Any rebuttal argument?
He wasn't even in the car, but his stereo, his stationary radar.
You're done. If you're done, I'm a mute you, sir. All right, any rebuttal argument, Ms. Warren?
No, thank you, Your Honor.
The court has heard testimony from two witnesses. The first witness being Officer Nelson, who testified that, we're just gonna skip to the part that we're really focusing on. He was on Hubble facing northbound. First he said southbound, but then he indicated he misspoke and said northbound between Shelf Pond and Eaton. He had a stationary radar that read that that the vehicle, the pickup truck, a Chevrolet vehicle, was going 45 miles per hour. Speed limit on Hubble was 25 miles per hour. So he affected his traffic light, stopped the vehicle. He said that he approached the vehicle, he spoke to the defendant. There was a child that was in the front seat and he indicated that this child was not properly secured. He did ask the age of the child, but the child was approximately 2 years old. And indicated the child was supposed to be secured in a forward or rear facing child restraint safety seat. And there weren't any seats like that in the vehicle. He said the vehicle was a pickup truck, and he said that the Secretary of State, he ran the insurance or the registration of the vehicle, and the insurance was not good on the vehicle. Mr. Riggs testified that on that day and time that he in fact was not speeding. He said his wife had dropped off their baby and he was taking the baby home. He does landscaping. He had a bunch of lawn equipment in his car or a truck, and he was trying to take his child home. When asked how fast he was going, he indicated he really didn't know how fast he was going. He was just trying to get his child home. He had the child secured by a safety seat and his own person. He was using his own body to secure this child, and he has indicated that the testimony of Mr. Nelson is not credible, and that has been essentially his testimony. The court hearing the evidence that is presented makes the findings that Mr. Riggs was probably speeding, especially if he doesn't know how fast he was going. Was he going 16 to 20 miles per hour? I'm not sure about that. So what the court will find that he was speeding, will do 6 to 10 miles per hour over the posted speed. The court does find, and I know Mr. Riggs vehemently disagrees, but and I understand it's kind of one of those things, but you take a risk when you have your child in a vehicle and you don't have your child in a safety seat. The whole point is for your child's safety. If you get in a car accident, she's gonna go flying out the window or something, and she needs to be secured in the safety seat. So the court does find that you are responsible for failing to properly secure your child or properly securing your child. The court will find you not guilty for the no insurance misdemeanor. So with that, we will proceed to sentencing. There is a fine of $120 for the fail to secure child in the passenger seat, and then a fine of $135 for the speeding of 6 to 10. So it's going to be a total of $255, Mr. Ray. Because these are civil infractions, you usually have 14 days to pay them. You're muted, so I don't know. Can you have it paid by January 18th? I
don't think so. I need a little more time. All my stuff in the shower right now, Your Honor.
No problem, sir. So we'll do February 1st. Here's the thing. We'll do February 1st. Go ahead.
No, go ahead. Go ahead what you're saying. I'm sorry.
No, I was just gonna say it's due February 1st. If you don't pay it by February 1st, what's just gonna happen? It'll go into default and you'll incur late fees. So do your best to try to get this paid.
Is it a way, cause I got more tickets, I just want to just put them in the
Yeah,
payment
right.
plan or something.
So you do have these other 2 tickets. What do you want to do with these? Did you want to set these for trial? Or you got these other tickets that's for a show cost? What you want to do with those tickets? Did I give it to you?
Yeah, I
And the
want.
people are willing to make an offer, Mr. Riggs, on those
I would like
additional
to-
tickets.
Hold on, she talking to me, why are you interrupting?
Don't talk to me.
No, just.
Don't talk to me like that.
Yeah.
Don't interrupt.
No, she's not interrupting.
If I wasn't finished talking to you, when you talking, I'm responding, she come in and start talking.
Okay, Mr. Riggs, what do you want to do with this other ticket?
I would like a formal trial by jury. I would like a jury trial. Because see, everybody stick together down there.
So what we'll do is we'll set it for March 1st. We'll set it for a jury trial, March 1st on February 20. February 28th will be the final pre-trial date. And Mr., if you want, you need to, are you gonna represent yourself?
I'm gonna have to.
Okay,
Everybody work
so
together down
I'm
there.
just letting you know, if you want discovery, you need to file a motion. You need to file a motion for discovery. You
Yes,
have to-
ma'am, I
You
will.
have to, yeah, or rather, it has to be a written request, I'm sorry. It has to be a written request for discovery. So if you want discovery, you need to provide written request to Ms. Horn so that she can get that to you.
Okay, thank you. I appreciate that, because I wasn't informed of that last time, but thanks for telling me, Judge.
Lawyers know that. Lawyers know that. That's why sometimes it's helpful to have an attorney.
I can't do no lawyer that work for the same system. Everybody work together.
No, I don't know what you're talking about, but, okay.
Judge, did you give him a time for the first?
Yeah, so we're gonna do so it'll be March 1st at 9:30 will be your jury trial, and then February 28th at 8:35 will be the final pre-trial.
And Your Honor, just for purposes of the people's position on the 26 to 30 miles per hour civils, number one, there is no right to discovery. In addition to, there is no right.
That's in default.
Okay, so we're only going on the misdemeanors. Thank you, Your Honor.
We are, and just again, for the record, I know you were gonna state an offer before Mr. Riggs interrupted, but what would be the offer?
The offer for this one would be it would be his choice. If he wanted to go with the no insurance misdemeanor, improper plates, which does not abstract. It's my understanding he does have a valid driver's license. He works for, I believe, Chrysler. Is that correct, Mr. Riggs?
I work for Mobis, it's an umbrella company under Chrysler.
I
Been with them for
understand.
10
Yep.
years.
Yep. And so it would be his pleasure. Improper plates or driving without a cycle endorsement for the Harley Davidson would be a failure to display. I
Can
think
somebody
that
explain to me what a cycle endorsement is, please?
it's what you need to have. It's additional like additional license for your motorcycle, which is different from your car.
So
And
why would I need that? I don't need that.
so I would defer to the court or Ms. Soroki on further advisement. But the people are open to resolving this at your pleasure, sir.
All right, I'll get back to you on that.
It looks like what they've offered is no points. It would just be a fine.
Yes, ma'am. How much does that fine be?
It's not in the system.
Right. I forgot. You're right, Madam Clerk. The speeding ticket isn't even in the system.
Yeah, okay, so it would just be those 2 tickets thing. So it would be a fine of $200.
You say 200, Your Honor?
Yes, sir.
All right, thank you.
All right, so y'all set. Good luck to you, sir.
Okay, thanks a lot.
Okay. Thank you, Your Honor.
All
Thank
right,
you, Officer Nelson.
Have a good day.